All right, you guys. So I don't know how many of you have been keeping up with Vincent Fischer, aka Spaghetti Head Watson, but one of two things is happening right now. Either he is absolutely losing his shit or business is slow. He's having no sales because, dude, he has resorted to this weird skit, like having people type in things that they would consider to be gay for men to do, I guess. And he's just calling everything in the world gay, even things like making your bed, tying your shoes, just like the most basic things. And I know, there's no way this guy's serious. He's just being an absolute goof. But I mean, for somebody who wants to be taken seriously, who is supposedly running a business and has all these tiers to his business, helping with God knows what, I guess like trading now and all this weird shit that literally has nothing to do with fitness, which is what I think his original business was started upon. But, if you want to be taken seriously as a business owner, this is just ridiculous. But before we get into anything, welcome back to the channel. I am Danielle. If you could do me a favor and you decide that you enjoy this video, please drop me a like and consider subscribing. Okay, so let's just start off with his stories because these are just crazy. And then I have a special treat for you at the end. You guys are gonna die.
Boys, I've said this before and I'll say it again. If you are a full-grown adult male using social media to doom scroll your life away and not get paid, you're gay. Because in the literal digital gold rush era, the one opportunity you have to change your bloodline, you're sitting here doing this. Bro, she's hot. Bro, Vince, did you hear about this one guy? You're simping over women that wouldn't even acknowledge your existence. You're focused on other men's lives, and you're a side character in your own.
This guy is such an NPC, but it's so ironic that he's saying, simping over women that would never pay attention to you in real life or whatever the hell he said, when he is literally simping over a woman who he can't even afford. He got his cars repossessed, not only his car, but the car that he bought his girlfriend, his Russian escort girlfriend, right? And instead of handing them over, he hid her car that they were after him for because he did not make payments on, he could not afford, he hid it. So talk about simping over women. Dude, you can't even afford the woman you're with.
As an adult male, you should be the main character and fully focused and present on what you're building. But for you to just be sitting here, being a cheerleader and a news reporter and simping is crazy. As a full-grown man, you should focus on you until the focus is on you.
So there's like a question box, right? And the question at the top says, more things that are unacceptable as a man. And somebody said, not making your bed in the morning.
Man, listen, man, I'd have to agree to disagree, man. I think the gayest thing that you could do, if you even, consider yourself to be a man, is sit here and fold a piece of cloth that's going to get dirty when you go back to sleep. Is that productive to you? Well, Vince, I'm actually a six-figure entrepreneur, bro. And when I wake up, I take a cold shower, and then I make my bed, and then I sunbathe for 30 minutes. Then I wonder why I'm broke because I'm wasting time. As an adult male, the only thing you should be doing is waking up, brushing your teeth, taking a 15-minute shower, and getting to work.
Listen, I gotta admit, okay, don't hate me. It's funny, okay? It's funny in like not an actual funny way, but in like you're a goof NPC kind of way. And I don't take this shit seriously whatsoever. But dude, how bad does business have to be for you to get up on TikTok and call everything gay?
I myself as a man, wouldn't quite necessarily consider it to be, appropriate. For me to be on TikTok all day doing lives and dances because it's just like, you're extorting your body in weird ways. You're making facial expressions. You're physically performing for other males in the hopes that they throw you dollar bills. It's just, it's too much male stripper energy. At that point, you might as well get a pole, because it's just, you're sitting here going, thanks for the 5 gifted. Thanks for the 10 gifted. If you give me 50 gifted, I'll do a blowjob symbol because I'm gay.
Okay, fair. That's gay. But you know what's more gay? Getting up on Instagram and doing a Q&A for all these stupid men because you don't have sales. Because you literally cannot afford this lifestyle that you are pretending to have. For who? For other men on the internet. Why else is he doing this? Why is he living in a house, supposedly living in a house, right? Who knows if he actually lives there, but pretending to live in a house that he was acting like he owned. Turns out he was renting the goddamn place. Then he had these cars, was showing them off. Turns out, those cars got taken away. Everything is fake. Everything is rented. Dude, this guy is literally such a liar. So who is this all for? Who is this, fake facade lifestyle for if it's not to show off to other men on the internet? That is gay, my friend.
I mean, listen, man, as an adult male, to even have a crush is gay. Because what are you really doing there? You're sitting here fantasizing about a woman like you couldn't just approach that woman or, at least send a message or something and, know if you're rejected or she likes you. You're just sitting here pussyfooting, fantasizing, all thought but no action. Any adult male, when they have what might be considered the early stages of a crush, they approach or make a move and they have a direct answer. But for you to just be sitting here, just thinking and not doing as an adult male is crazy to me. You're only making it harder on yourself. Because if she rejects you, congrats. You don't have a crush anymore because fuck anyone who doesn't rock with you. And if she likes you, you might get a girlfriend.
Coming from the guy who's literally dating an escort. Allegedly.
And I mean, man, listen, to add to that point, if you're an adult male whose woman has a celebrity crush, you're gay. She's sitting here telling you like, oh, I'm such a big fan of Chris Brown. Holy shit, he's so hot. You're going to let your woman just blatantly disrespect you and tell you, oh, but he's famous though. He's famous, meaning I'm probably not going to run into him, but if I do, I'm going to bend that ass over and leave you in a fucking flash of a second. It's just, well, Vince, I told her this and she said I was insecure. Yeah, she thinks you're a pussy, fam. She thinks you're gay. As an adult male, your woman should be obsessed with nobody outside of you.
Okay, if anybody is taking relationship advice from this guy who is one, dating an escort, two, bought her a car and put himself in debt over this, like literally can't even afford the car, got it taken away. He even said on a podcast once, like, why spend your own money when you can spend other people's money? So he's literally putting everything on credit, doesn't have nearly as much money as he's pretending to have. I would be shocked if he actually even lived in this place. I feel like he just uses it as like a studio every once in a while. Like he pays to film videos there, film Instagram stories there, but that's just my opinion. But anybody who takes relationship advice from this guy, dude, like reevaluate your life, please. You need to reevaluate your life. If you're taking any kind of advice from this guy whatsoever, even business.
I mean, listen, if you go to a chiropractor, you're gay. It's as simple as that. Because as an adult male, that's gay. Dude, this guy is such an NPC. Number one, to even have back pain is questionable because, where'd that start? And then number two, to go to see another male to break your back into places is beyond me. Let's just think about what you're really doing. You meet a male that you like, you shake his hand, you have a nice little conversation. He lays you down face first, feels you all over, just squeezes your different muscles and body parts. And, how does this feel? How does this feel? Good, daddy. It's like, big dog, what the fuck are you doing? Then to have him break and pop your back into place using different tools is beyond me. Well, Vince, I have agonizing back pain, bro. I have arthritis. Big dog, do some dead hangs.
Okay, so yeah, it was funny the first few times, and now it's just like, all right, you killed it. It's done. Joke's over. Let's move on to something else. Be real. You're not a business owner. You're not a serious person. This guy's silly, like an absolute goof. But I do have to admit, I got a good laugh out of this one last night.
Bro, why the fuck did none of you niggas tell me I looked like a fucking Minecraft character?
We did. We've been telling you, dude. We've been telling you about the way you look, your haircut, pubes, Watson. Hello. You just don't listen.
It's like, why did you guys allow me to look like this? You just didn't say shit, huh?
We did.
Vince, bro, looking cause like I look like a fucking glob.
I know. So this is the video that he's talking about.
So I had a client tell me, Vince, I keep overthinking the price. I have him on a call. I'm like, bro, how the fuck do you expect to get rich if you're scared of money? How do you expect to live a crazy life where you drive Lambos and shit and you're scared to ask somebody for $2,000?
I can't. But dude, this is crazy, okay? Shout out to Saintsaholic. I got this clip from him. So there's been a bunch of goofs popping up left and right, and I was like, where are these guys coming from? Like, where is this factory that they're making all of these weirdos at? And turns out they're all coming from Vince. They're all his clients. Every single weirdo that you see on the internet that's like,
if you're a full-grown adult male, that's gay, blah, blah, blah.
All these guys who talk exactly like him, have the same exact haircut, have the same weirdo mannerisms. They talk the same way, like super NPC, super like AI robot, looking like complete freaks. They all come from Vince. They're all his students. I kid you not. Check out this guy. This is like legit the most pathetic thing I've ever seen.
To be a full-grown adult male who can't even take his shirt off anywhere he goes is just gay. I mean, it's lencherous, loquacious. The fuck are we doing, bro? If we're not actually focused on our goals, then what are we actually doing? Are we jerking off? Like, what the fuck, bro? And summer is right around the corner, so if you don't take action right away, you're gonna have to suffer for next summer, and I'm gonna have to text you back, and you're gonna tell me, oh, next summer, bro. Fuck it. I'm gonna have to kick your ass afterwards. Lock in, bro.
No, you know what's gay? As a full-grown adult male, copying another full-grown adult male, talking exactly like him, saying the same exact shit, having the same haircut, talking in your fucking weirdo voice, full-grown adult male. Like, dude, that is gay. This shit that you're doing, this is gay. You're idolizing this man so much, copying every little thing he does, and he's a fraud. He's fake. He's not even who he says he is. Dude, these guys, like, I can't. Do they not see how ridiculous this is? Like, please, be real. There's no way anybody, much less any girl, is gonna take you seriously when you come online trying to act like another man. That's why everyone makes fun of that bald guy. What's his face? Brad Skiffington. Dude, I've had a video ready on him for like over 2 weeks now. Over 2 weeks, I've had a video ready on the guy. I just haven't edited it. I haven't edited it because he's so boring. Dude, he is so boring, so ridiculously boring. And it's funny in a way because he's copying Wes. He's trying to be like Wes. Not only does he have the same exact tattoo, but he's like trying to talk like him, his mannerisms, all that shit. But still, at the end of the day, he's boring. Like, there's nothing interesting about him. He's bland, no personality, boring, blah, like nothing special about him whatsoever. He's like the equivalent of this guy. Dude, this guy wants to be Vincent Fischer so bad. That guy wants to be like Wes. Like, what is happening? Why can't you be your own person? Like, why can't you have your own personality? This is so weird. And honestly, it's creepy. It is so creepy. Like, you want to wear their skin. Dude, this is the weirdest shit I've ever seen. But anyways, I'm going to hopefully get this video out and force myself to edit that video. I'm not saying that the video itself is going to be boring. I'm just saying I'm having a hard time editing it because he is so boring. Brad Skiffington, no personality. Just like the most boring guy on the planet. Anyways, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Take care.